He has reportedly cast off his crutches just in time for next week's royal wedding following his hip operation. And Prince Philip delighted onlookers when he made a surprise appearance at the Royal Windsor Horse Show on Friday, the first time he has been seen in public since leaving hospital on April 13. The Duke of Edinburgh, 96, was spotted chatting to the Queen through the window of his Land Rover Discovery as Day 3 of the annual equestrian event got underway, in the strongest indication yet that he will be well enough to attend the nuptials of his grandson Prince Harry. The monarch, casually dressed in a quilted navy jacket, tweed skirt and floral headscarf, looked delighted to have her husband back at her side, while a bespectacled Philip appeared to be in good spirits. And Her Majesty certainly had plenty of reason to smile after watching one of her own horses win the Anglo Arab Showing Championship on Day 1. She was accompanied by Lady Penelope Penny Romsey, who is the wife of the Queen's cousin Lord Brabourne as well as Philip's carriage-driving companion, and arrived with the Duke in his car. The elderly Duke, dressed in a navy jacket bearing a royal crest, watched the action through a pair of binoculars at one point after an aide brought him a program of events to read. The annual show, just a short distance from Windsor Castle, is one of the Queen's favourite equestrian events of the year and the only occasion on which members of the public are able to enjoy the palace grounds. It sees competitors taking part in a range of events from show jumping to dressage, along with displays from the King's Troop, Royal Horse Artillery and Dax Pony Club. Friday's timetable kicked off bright and early with the Speed Stakes at 8:15 a.m, followed by the Land Rover Shetland Pony Grand National at 11 a.m. And just after midday, well-heeled competitors donned their finery for the coaching marathon, one of the flagship events on the program, with the procession which included vintage coaches dating back to the early 19th century making its way along the long walk leading up from the castle. The carriage procession will begin at 1 p.m. after the wedding service, with the newlyweds driven along Castle Hill into Windsor Town Centre before returning along the famous long walk for their reception. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's wedding on May 19, which coincidentally includes a procession along Castle Hill and long walk, will have been timetabled to allow the Queen to attend the show and to make sure the nuptials did not clash with its organisation. And it was claimed last night that the Duke, who retired from public duties in August 2017, had ditched his crutches just in time for the wedding of the year as a royal insider praised his amazing willpower. They told The Sun, when he sets his mind to something he gets on and does it.He has been walking up and down stairs several times in succession. He has also been charging across rooms at full speed.He even had to be told to slow down. The Duke was admitted to the private King Edward VII Hospital in early April for surgery after a month of severe discomfort on the advice of doctors. It seems the 96-year-old, who is likely to still be using walking sticks or crutches at this stage, was keen not to be seen incapacitated, so left 10 days later after a prolonged rest. Buckingham Palace had previously said that Philip would continue his recovery at Windsor Castle, where the Queen is in residence, and both the Queen and Princess Anne have said he is in good form. The elderly royal will have already begun his rehabilitation, moving with the aid of a stick or crutches, and may still face weeks of physiotherapy as he learns to walk again on his new hip. The Queen was seen at the Royal Windsor Horse Show on Wednesday as she with fellow spectators at the prestigious show, which has long been an unmissable event in Her Majesty's diary. The 5-day event, held in the private grounds at Windsor Castle, is now in its 75th year, and the Queen is believed to have attended every single year since it began as a wartime fundraising event back in 1943. On Friday, hundreds of competitors donned their finery to descend on the picturesque castle grounds, which were decked out in a dazzling floral display, for a second day of show jumping and dressage just a stone's throw from next weekend's royal wedding venue. The event is intrinsically linked with the royal family. Both the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh competed at it during their younger years, with Prince Philip entering the carriage-driving at Royal Windsor Horse Show for 30 years, winning it just once in 1982. In more recent years, the Queen has watched many of her own horses take part in the showing class competitions. Last year, the monarch was joined by son Prince Edward and his wife Sophie, as well as grandson Peter Phillips, Canadian great-daughter-in-law Autumn, and their 2 children.